that really sticks.
Now, I actually was told, someone resisted telling me where you got your name from because I was told to ask you that it was a good story.
Yeah, I was kind of a transient, like, punk fag in my early 20s, and I would just transiently move from city to city, and I would change my name in every town. And, you know, I've been Randy Retarded, I've been Pixie Sticks, I've been Nixon Cuts. You know, I change my name every town I go. And, you know, me and my brother were smoking a joint one day, and we were trying to find, you know, the most offensive play with word name ever. And what we came up with was Sharon Needles. Unfortunately, this was pre-Google, because Sharon Needles is like a governor. There's one in every state.
But you were the ultimate Sharon Needles.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Had you ever applied for the RuPaul's Drag Race before, or was this the first season that you had applied for?
It was the first time I ever applied.
What about you?
I applied on season 3, but the guy I was talking to at the time did not want me to continue, because they continued to ask me to do like the same stuff that they had for the audition process, and I said no because he didn't want me to leave.
Yeah, and what about you, Dida?
It's actually funny. I didn't watch RuPaul's Drag Race until season 3.
Okay.
I've never missed an episode. You're terrible.
I know, it's a shame of me. I had to actually catch up when I found out I got on the show. I had to catch up hardcore. But no, I never watched the show until season 3.
Sharon, I have a question about smoking and drinking. Can I ask you that question?
Of course.
On the TV show, they never show anybody taking a damn smoke break, and out of all y'all, I gotta think, some of them must smoke cigarettes. Do you actually get a smoke break, or is it time off your challenge that you have to work on if you needed to step outside and smoke, and which queen, you know, smokes the most?
You know what?
Cigarettes.
I'm a creature of excess, and I'm a fucking adult, and I love being a fucking adult, because that means I get to indulge in things like great whiskeys and, you know, tobacco, and you know, the things that when I was 4 years old I wanted to indulge in. And RuPaul's Drag Race definitely turned something that once was just a soft nuance of your life into a treat. Because they would definitely push you into a corner for a cigarette break. All I had to do was say, Fifi, I threw you under the bus, and then I could get a cigarette.
How many of the queens on this season actually smoke cigarettes?
Just me and Chad.
Just you and Chad? So no smoking buddies?
I did not smoke.
Me and Chad were smoking buddies.
I sometimes socially smoked if I like had a bad runway.
Now, since so many entertainers do work in the club scene, you know, it's probably not uncommon that you may get a cocktail or two. Were you ever allowed to have a cocktail or two before you hit the runway, or did you have to go into it completely straight edge?
We'd have to go in straight edge.
Really? And then wait till you got to the
you see us on the
Illusions Lounge to have a cocktail?
Sober.
Really?
That's all sober fun.
Drag and alcohol equals duh. And
Sharon Needles.
Yeah, drag and alcohol equals duh. And there wasn't a duh moment on the show. It was very hard work, and we were more actresses than we were drag queens, because drag is something that you do in the middle of the night in a smoky club to 75 people, you know, after you've taken 5 shots of Maker's Mark and downed 3 Heinekens, and then you go make a fool of yourself on stage. RuPaul's Drag Race, it is not like that. It is a very professional process that doesn't allow nightlife excess.
Well, and I also think
hear
that
Jujubee was the reason that was taken away.
And I also think that a lot of people don't understand that it is also the world of, I hate to say this word, but TV production.
Yeah.
It's, you know, TV production, we're sponsored by Absolute, drink responsibly.
Right.
You know, it's just things like that.
Well, it's the same reason that they wouldn't show footage of somebody smoking. While it may be harmless, they have to look at the overall picture of, hey, are young teens watching that? And before someone did they feel some liability for what a young teen may do before they can make an adult decision?
It sounds like marketing stupidity for an alcohol company to say drink responsibly.
Well, to us it is, but I also think at the same time, the whole time I was thinking that while we were there, you know, like we're thinking in like the true behind the scenes world, you know, it's just there were things that were going. It's just a very high TV production, girl. It's, you know, only one cocktail.
Once the videos go online where it says, you know, hey, meet the queens, and everything gets started, and then the season airs, what was the first thing that you found you had to change to make private? You know, like an Adam for Adam account or Grindr or a Facebook page, like what?
Adam for Adam, I love it.
I never had an Adam for Adam. I did have a Grindr, and shortly after that, on Tumblr, my Grindr picture popped up everywhere, and they're
But
like,
see, I don't
where
think
to find
having
Phoebe? Where to
a
find Phoebe?
Grindr. I honestly think in this situation, I don't have a Grindr and Adam, but I also think
I got banned from Grindr.
It's
we
fun.
did a drunk Grindr show one night on the radio.
I've gone on my friend's Grindr account before.
We did
and had
prank
fun.
phone calls and we did Grindr bingo. We were like doing the radio show and all playing drunk Grindr and like, oh, first person to find a daddy over 60. Oh, look, someone under 30 pounds, a ginger. And then we were getting points for like most bizarre fetish, phone number collection, prank phone call.
I will find
That's fun.
So the next morning, Grindr's like, you've been banned for violating the terms of
That's
decency.
all fun. I mean, you know.
I privated my Facebook though because I think like a lot of the stuff on my Facebook is really private and
unfortunately really negative.
And people use that to like against you and it's sad because it's like that's like your personal stuff and
I've
like,
decided that on every status that I'm gonna start saying to people, like literally clocking them and saying, well, I guess it's time to start going through my friends list and deleting, because people really use, like, I understand social media is for us to be able to express our opinion, but it's crazy how like people use the social media. You post a picture of someone and they go, oh, I posted a picture of me, Sharon, and Fifi earlier, and they go, oh, I can't stand so-and-so, I can't stand, and it's like, well,
Fifi.
that's rude, right? But
Well,
it's
Dida,
rude,
then
it's
why don't
really
you get in a time
rude.
machine and you burn your audition tape? You put yourself in this fucking
I did
position.
put myself in this situation, but at the same time, that's my page. If you don't like Fifi, go to Fifi's page.
You know what I found out yesterday?
No offense, but it's just the truth. It's just like that bothers me when people think, like, obviously you can't say it to her. You know what I mean?
But
That's
you know
my
what? We
biggest
signed
problem.
up for it, so I get that they're allowed to have their opinion, and that's fine. But I think some of the things that they say are just
Are
out of line.
rude.
Speaking about y'all's opinions, people on Facebook and some people that called into the radio show said, ask the girls about, and they were giving me a list. So this is just kind of like an open free for all. Your thoughts on, what are your thoughts on open relationships?
I personally can't do an open. I get
it.
jealous really easily, and
do
so
not do open
I
relationships.
can't. If someone's gonna be doing something with my boyfriend, I will get
And
so
Dida
jealous.
just did the finger no. Nonverbal communication doesn't work for radio, Dida. So a
But
no
I-
for
you
you.
know
like
what?
my own
But I
man.
won't judge anybody because I know
What
some
about
people
you?
that just works.
Yeah, right. It works for some
You know,
people.
me and Alaska are monogamous, and it's the first monogamous relationship I've ever been in. But the most successful gay relationships that I've ever seen in terms of emotion, finance, property, they are open relationships. And me and Alaska are very honest with each other that one day...
If you get to that point, maybe have that discussion.
It may turn into something more sexually open. My heart beats for Alaska,
Yeah.
and my arms just want to be wrapped around him any chance that I
And
have.
how
which
long
is
have you
very
guys been
little.
together?
Almost 3 years.
That's awesome. That's very awesome.
But the fact is the longer you're together, the more you realize the most important part is just having someone to hug and someone to be there when you come off tour and someone to lay with you in bed, not if his fucking dick gets shoved down someone's throat.
So you're definitely in love.
Oh, yeah.
Dida, have you ever been in love?
I have.
You have. And then Fifi, you've been in love before?
Have
Well,
you seen the show? She's
I've
in love with herself.
True that. No.
Another person. I should clear. It's all in how you ask the question.
No,
Thank you.
it's honestly the first relationship I had, which I thought was love, was an abusive one, and it was just
I understand.
it was a fake.
I come from the same. My ex-fiance was a pilot that got wasted and was a Marine, and that's how it ended. You know, with a nice little trip to the hospital.
I love a man in a uniform.
I do too.